you can live pretty well by yourself. I tell you, instead of feeling alone in a group, it's better to have real solitude all by yourself.
Well. Yeah, baby. What is going on, everybody? How are you doing, people at home? How are you doing, James? What is going on with you?
So much, but this isn't about me. This is about you today.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know what I mean. I'm selfish. I mean, it's all about me.
That's how you feel,
Yes.
Dwayne Murphy Jr., not me.
I know, man, but sometimes I want to check in. You know what I mean? Everybody, people watching, the man to my left, my voice of reason, Mr. James Webb is always here.
How are you?
Ready to, ready to talk me down and all that. No, we just be chatting. Look, I've been very kind. The Knicks are in the playoff hunt, baby.
Okay.
Woo!
All right, it's a little early for that.
Yeah. Okay. Some of y'all know on Facebook. I said I was rooting for the Nets, but guess what? Deep down in my soul, baby. All right. I'm at MSG, man. I still got my Metro card in my wallet right now. All right. So I'm gonna be out there when we make it, dude. The Lakers are number 3 in the West. Suck it. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Basketball's coming back to the Mecca, baby. All right. Just get ready for that. No. Okay. I'm excited. That's a lot of good news. There's a lot of passion, man. There's also a lot of good stuff. I feel like a lot of good news happening in my life and everything. And, times like these, I try to share that with the people closest to me. You know what I mean? And,
Sure.
One of my favorite things about this show, one of the new things I've started to take on is that I've been trying to talk to not only just like, obviously when I started, it was, artists, different people I was a fan of, different people who I was like, supportive of and stuff, but then I wanted people to get to know me a little bit more, and I started talking to my own family members and everything.
Right.
I've talked to my brother, my mom. I have more siblings that I definitely plan on talking to, but this individual that I have here today, this was a hard get, guys. I gotta say, this is
a monster.
I was gonna say, man, I've reached out to celebrities and just gotten hard nose. All right, but this one, I've been chasing this particular guest for a couple weeks, but we got him today, and I'm very excited. So please tell everybody who you are. Introduce yourself from your Tesla.
All right, man. It's a pleasure to be on with you, man. I'm here in the great state of Texas. Dwayne Murphy, actually Dwayne Murphy Sr. So I'm the one that got it all started, right?
Okay. See, both my parents the exact same. You know what I mean?
I'm the one that got it all started, right?
Yeah.
So, just enjoying the weather down here. Glad to be on with you, man. I'm glad that you're doing big things, doing great things. Proud of you. Let me get that out of the way as a proud dad. So, man, I'm just looking forward to a great conversation and going forward.
You know what I'm saying? James, I'm not crying, you crying. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
not crying, you crying. All right, exactly. Yeah.
Emotional day.
Yes, guys, this is my dad. You know what I mean? This is very exciting guest for me to have on, dude.
Your guests get to see what you'll look like in about 30 years.
I don't know what I'm saying about 30 years. Hey, my beard will finally come in, it looks like. Hell yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You got to make some other sacrifices.
That is 51 years in the making. Do you see that, dude? I told y'all I'm working on it. All right, exactly. It's going to get here.
There you go.
It's going to get here, man. Yeah, this is what I'm going to. It's a funny story. I don't know if you remember this, Dad. This is one time my dad came to visit me in college. And I was, I had a lot of like different groups of friends and stuff I would hang out with. And you came over to one of my friends' places. It was a bunch of comics. We were like working on some comedy stuff. And I don't know if you remember. I remember this very vividly because when we got there, my dad walked in first, right? And now my dad walked in first. And now I'll say this now. It's been 10 years since this happened. They was all smoking weed. All right. So it was bad. So everybody was a little high. But it's fine. All right. It's 2020. You know what I mean? It's legal now. So my dad walks in. And I remember hearing.
They all had glaucoma. It's okay.
Yeah. Everybody had it. Yeah. You see? He gets it. And my dad walked in. And I remember them being like, yo, why you look so old? You know what I'm saying? And then they were like, and then I walked in behind them. And they were like, oh, that's your dad. Oh, snap. Yeah. Dude, like it's good. It's like that, dude. They literally thought I was, cause they were theater kids too. So they probably thought I had like makeup on and stuff like that. Like I was doing a set, doing a scene or something like that. But nah.
They were like, oh man, you got old, man. Lay off the bud.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that's exactly what they said. I feel like that's just my dad trying to be. You know what I mean? But yeah, you live in Texas now, right? So tell everybody about that experience, man. You guys just got through. A very.
So we spent 24 years in Omaha, Nebraska. Moved to the Texas in 2016. After your youngest sibling was born.
Yes.
Man, it's been a whole different mindset. I mean, down here, man. I mean, just recently the governor removed the mask mandate. And, you know, people down here are all about freedom and guns and and other stuff. That
and no blacks. All right, yeah. No, I'm just playing. I'm sorry.
Everything is about freedom and doing it your way and rugged individualism and that type of thing, man. So it's a whole different mindset in Texas.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll say this. I'm sure it's a frustrating situation to be in. Obviously, a lot of my political views, my radicalism, my insight came from my parents and stuff like that. But to see all these people who have that mindset of like, yeah, I want freedom my way, blah, blah, blah. But, you as a black man says the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that's got to be because you say the same thing and you don't even and they act like you're asking for more than what they're asking for. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, that's got to be frustrating to deal with that every day, the microaggressions behind that.
Even when you look at the political scene, man. So let me just say this, right? So, you have two major ideologies between conservatives and progressives, right? So conservatives want to, when conservatives look in the rearview mirror, right, they see what? They see people praying in school. They see families going to church on Sundays. They see where things were a lot lighter and just everybody knew their place in the country and that type of thing. Well, conservatives want to, when they talk about taking the country back, they want to go back to that time for them. But when progressives look back, with progressives who are predominantly black, we don't necessarily see that, man. We see lynchings and we see segregation and we see slavery and that type of thing. So whereas progressives always want to go back and maintain the status quo, or conservatives want to go back, progressives always want to move forward.
Yeah. You want to get away from
that. And the push and pull between the two parties are always about that, maintaining the status quo or going back to what things used to be, or moving forward and progressing into something new and something different, man. The face of the nation is changing. And because of that, man, you've got all this craziness on politics now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I talk about the pendulum swing a lot because that's something that I was made privy to, when I was like, getting deep into my, politics and stuff like that, about how just like, and you can kind of model it after the president. This is something I've talked about in the past, where it's like, that's a representation of where the nation feels like they want to go or where they're at. You know what I mean? And it swings literally back and forth to the most extreme. They're talking about another insurrection happening. What? It was supposed to happen it's tomorrow, I think. They're talking about doing like they're supposed or today.
March 4th.
Yeah, they were
supposed to be
today.
The whole theory and conspiracy theory was that the former president was going to be inaugurated today, because March 4th, because 80 years ago in the Constitution, before the 20th Amendment, March 4th was actually the inauguration day. So they, the conspiracy theory is that there hasn't been a legitimate government in America for 80 years because it's all just
think about these people think about the people who strongly believe this. You've seen them, right? We've seen all these insurrection videos, the man with the Buffalo Bill hat on and stuff like that. None of these people are educated. All right, look at him. All right, the dude that was in Nancy Pelosi's office is still saying it's unfair that he's still in jail right now, even though he had his foot up on her desk and was ripping up her papers. But they find some crazy fact. You know what I mean? That's the world we live in. That's is a true thing. People have more information, but they're not getting smarter.
I'm just shocked that these people can read.
Yeah, well, hold on. All right, you got that Constitution. They wrote it, so they can read it. All right, because that's how important it is. But that's just nuts.
The crazy thing is, man, you've got these Ivy League educated lawyers, people like Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz and these guys railing against the Ivy League and elitists.
Oh man, Cancun Cruise don't like education, huh?
Okay, we're working class people. We're kitchen table issue type people, and that's the thing. Well, to me, it's just so silly, man, because so many things just contradict themselves. We're against abortion. We're not going to wear a mask to protect somebody else's life.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And then they won't even listen to the fact that it's like, it's protecting you. That's what we keep saying. Like, forget that. I'm like, whatever. Everybody's like, okay, well, I'm not worried about these other people. Well, it's like, well, we're worried about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but you don't care about that. You know what I mean? You're nah, this house is on fire. Get off my lawn. So what? My house is on fire. And then they just close the door on you, man. It's like, how can you talk to people like that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you go through daily life? You know what I mean? And I'm about to be 30, and I'm feeling like, dang, it's oh man, you know what I'm saying? So I know I haven't seen half of what you've seen in your life. Not trying to call you old and stuff, but I'm just saying, like, it's just perspective. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, see, I was a kid in the 70s, so I'll tell my age, right? So I was a kid in the 70s, man. People, things were simpler. They were a little easier. If you wanted information, you actually went to a library. Nowadays, what's that?
Yeah.
I mean, things were a little different, but I'm like people, man. I'm looking forward to something different.
Yeah, because it's only gonna go
there's
forward.
No sense of going back.
No, you can't. You're only gonna go forward, man. Especially now. You just talked about you raising. I have a new sibling. My dad just had he didn't just have a baby. My brother he's almost 6. He'll be 6 this year.
Oh wow.
Right?
Yeah,
in December.
5 in December.
Yeah, so he'll be 6 in December. You know what I mean? So I have my younger brother Matthew. You know what I'm saying? So I know he's growing up. Seeing what the world is now. Like, he's just starting to come to a point where he's gonna like recognize what the world is. You know what I mean? And to have those things. I don't know if you still have this book, Dad. And I don't know. And I maybe get the title wrong, because when I was a kid, you gave me this book. I think I was like 10. I remember it. You gave me this book called "The Stuff They Won't Teach You in School," or like the education they wouldn't give you. You know what I mean? It had the
thing my teacher never taught me.
The things my teacher never taught me. Yeah, literally. And it's all about this stuff. This is the stuff I told you that I read that book. And then when I got into high school and I was talking to teachers, I had one teacher that was like, could you stop being so racist? You know what I mean? Could you stop making all the other kids uncomfortable? I'm like, why? Because a black man ran the country before white people ever did? Read this book, lady. You know what I'm saying? Right. But that book, my dad gave me that book, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that was
Well, sadly, so much of the culture is whitewashed, and I'm not militant and that type of thing, but one of the things I don't like is ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk to people, I deal with people on a daily basis sometimes that I'm going, okay, where did you even get that? Because that makes no sense. It's not logical. It makes no sense. And so the things that we're motivated, or at least should be motivated to learn, are the things that actually give us pride in who we are as a people.
right.
And sadly, those things are not necessarily required education.
Yeah.
For our white contemporaries. So when you ask people about certain things, we were talking about the insurrection at the Capitol and that type of thing, and I was telling.
There's a big pause right here.
Even if the inside riot, at the Capitol, look what happened in Seattle. And I looked at him and I said, one thing has nothing to do with the other.
Right. It doesn't.
Yep.
They're totally different situations. Oh, no. They're the same. These things don't happen in a vacuum. Mm-mm. And you have to understand the full context of all of these things that occurred. That stuff that happened that was all based on a huge lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All based on life.
Well, the thing in so many other cities around the country, all about inequities policing.
Yeah.
That's legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's legal. For those of you who didn't know, because I know we're having some technical difficulties, but I can sum up what he was saying, and that's how, like, the mindset of people using like the protests and things that were happening over the summer to directly correlate with what just happened in January, trying to say they're one and the same when they're not. You know what I mean? Like, and that's an important thing that we keep trying to tell you. You know what I mean? The things that we're fighting for are for equity and equal rights for everything, for a somewhat of a consistency in how our law enforcement is going to treat you versus me. And what y'all are fighting for is the right to be in charge. You know what I mean? Like, and that's really all that came down to.
Or
you know,
just to be an asshole.
Just to be, basically. That's why you're doing it now, March 4th. What? They don't even teach that in school no more. Don't nobody know March 4th. But all of a sudden, you're going to be like, we should have always been here. You didn't know that, dude. All right? You just want more privileges because you think by me asking to have the same as you, I'm asking for more. And that's not the case. You know what I mean? You're not losing anything, you know?
Yeah, Michael Shea said, hey, we just want people to acknowledge that Black lives matter. I mean, the lowest common denominator just matter. I mean, what could be less than matter? Just exist. Black lives exist.
Yeah.
We just
something. Yeah, exactly.
we just want you to acknowledge that they matter.
Yeah.
They matter. And the sad thing is, I'll say this, and not to be too political, but I follow politics quite a bit, right? Here is the significance behind the big lie. Okay, for so many years, Black and brown people have been denied access to the ballot box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in many ways, their votes have been taken away throughout the years, Jim Crow laws and poll taxes and all kind of craziness to keep the masses of Black and brown people from voting, all right? So that we would not have a voice in the halls of Congress and in policy making, all right? Understand that the former president came along, he told us because they took your vote away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, that very thing caused them to lose their mind. The same that they've been doing people for the last 200 years.
Yeah. And they felt
the
like
former president said, that's what they did to you. And they said, oh no, we got to take our country back. Yeah.
That's wild, dude. That's just nuts. And that's the quickest thing that they think to do is just to like get violent too, which is crazy because like, when they're so worried about us being violent to them, right? And I'm sorry to make it black and white, but like it's like that community, it's that conservative community is so worried about us being violent to them. Their first reaction is violence. You know what I mean? We get pushed to it as to where their first reaction is, you know what I mean? So it's act before think, where we're think before act, but we're the ones that get deemed as the violent ones, the ones who are going to come in your neighborhood and, No, say that again. Say that one more time, Dan.
Is neither acceptable wrong. If we protest in the street, that's wrong. If it's violent resistance, there's no good way for.
There's no good way for us to protest, is what you're saying. That's what he's saying, guys. There's no good way for us to protest. There's only it doesn't benefit. If we do it, we're not doing it to make anything better. We're just doing it because we just ain't got nothing else to do. Can't y'all go to work? You know what I mean? Like that. And it's like, no, this is the job. This is the work that required because we're dying out here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. That's where we're at. You know what I mean? Hey, Dad. Let me make sure that you're good. You can hear me. You can hear me good now, Dad. Right?
We may have to have Senior move towards a better internet connection.
Oh yes. So, Dad, I don't know if the hotspot in your Tesla is working too hot. Is there any?
Oh.
Yeah. So we were like,
I see myself on two different screens, moving back and forth here. So.
Yeah. He's like, it's more technology than I think he was ready for. You know what I'm saying? I do, but we'll be able to talk more as he gets closer to his house, man. So this is a big thing, and my audience does not know this yet. You know what I mean? Even though the people in here do, and I think it was a very important. I think you being my guest was very important because this is news that I'd like to share with people, and then obviously talk to you about it and just get insight about the journey that I'm about to embark on. You know what I mean? So for those of you watching who don't know, I am about to have a child of my own. All right. Yes. So that is really happening for me. I am becoming a father. You know what I'm saying? Obviously it was not expected. I've gone through a lot of, emotions behind it and everything like that. But I'm excited to do it because, at the end of the day, I think that I'm very. I didn't think it was something I was looking for a while, but now that it's happening, like I'm just like I'm very excited for this to happen. You know what I mean? I love the person that I'm with, and I think we'll be a good team as far as like raising this kid together. But I'm nervous because like, what if I drop it? You know what I mean? I've been thinking about that, dude. You know what I mean? Dad, did you ever drop me ever? Because I feel like that's a big standard to hang on to. Like so you saying no, and now I'm nervous. All right, I gotta never drop. I don't get one drop at all. Jesus, this is nuts. But anyway, I say all that to say, go ahead.
The day that you become a parent, your whole perspective on the entire world is different. That very day. I mean, the moment that you hold your brand new baby, you realize that your life will not be the same ever again. All right. And then the decisions that you try to make but in the best interest, of that baby, even if those decisions are decisions that later on they might not necessarily agree with you that you made, but you know that your life will never be the same. The absolute moment, the first moment that you hold that brand new baby in your arms, man, there's nothing like it. There is no experience that is like that.
Yeah, man. And I mean, your emotions though, I mean, this talks to me about that because I know I'm very like, very nervous about that feeling, obviously, but also just like, trying how to handle it because you were way younger than I am now when you had me. You know what I mean? I believe you were what, 21, 21, 22 when I came around. So like, that's a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm 29. I'm like, I'll be 30 when this baby gets here. And I'm like, I could use a good. It's like I could use a couple more. You know what I'm saying? Right. But at 21 to deal with that is got to be nuts, man. You know what I mean?
I mean, I had to do some growing up myself. While at the same time trying to raise a family and kind of keep things together. So it was different. It was different.
Yeah, different time, you know what I mean? Obviously, at that time, you're talking about, what, early 91? So, even just where the world is, the culture behind, being that young and having kids is probably, being something that people, are giving you a hard time of, you know what I mean? But, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm here now, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful whatever decisions you had to make. And we've talked a lot about, different things in life, you know what I mean? I did not bring you on here to be like, all right, expose, here are your mistakes. I just because at the end of the day, I made it here. You know what I mean? I'm here now.
We all made them. And I'll, once your little one is here, I'll talk you through some mistakes as well.
And, I'm very, you know what I mean? I'm very nervous about that. When does this little dude need to be doing dishes? You know what I mean? I've been debating that one for a while. Is it 9? Is it 10? I'm thinking, early, sooner. Maybe I'll make it seem cool and then just ease him into it. You know what I mean? Just be like, oh, this is fun. Now you do it forever. You know what I mean? I've been thinking about different ways to manage, being a parent and everything like that. You know what I mean? But you did it. I mean, you did it. You know what I mean? You're still doing it, but you did it, dude. You got to.
I'm watching and going through this, with your little brother at 5 years old, because he is, he's just learning, letters and sight words and numbers and colors and that type of thing. Mm-hmm. But it's all electronic.
Yeah.
And, I'm having a difficult time just trying to get him to write.
Yeah.
He knows how to do all this stuff, but he doesn't actually want to do it without the assistance of a tablet.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You got to put the tablet down and, tell me what this word is on the flashcard. He's like, no. Show me the tablet.
Yeah. He's like, Dad, you can't plug that paper in. Can you?
It's the same word on the screen that I have on this flashcard. So,
this dude, he can't say blue, but he can say HDMI. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's different. It is different.
Yeah, man, that's stuff I can't even imagine. You know what I mean? Like what's going on. Luckily, the person I'm with is very, very good at math. Like she actually has a degree in math. So I'm like, okay, I said that's all gonna be you, by the way, just so you know. Whenever they roll up, you better bust that master's out and work with them on these ones and twos, because I'm here for jokes. All right, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for jokes, man, and everything, man. But that's like that's a big thing, dude. I hope that I can, that I create, you know, all you can do at the end of the day, though, I will say this, as far as like what you worry about as a parent, you know what I mean? I can't speak on all of it because I'm just starting this journey. And I know that you have some things that you feel bad about, like you remember. And there are obviously like, there's things you grow up and you see as a kid that are positive and negative. But I think the ones that stick out mostly are always the positive ones. You know what I mean? Like, oh, those memories from the kid's perspective, like at the end of the day, you always want to see your parents in a positive light. You know what I mean? When I talk about my relationship growing up, you know what I mean? More so I end up getting on the stuff we used to do. Like I love, like some of my oldest memories, man, like are just us watching like Golden Girls or The Nanny, or when we used to watch all the police academies, or, you know what I mean, quote movie lines at the table. I think a big reason why I do comedy now is because those are some of my funniest memories. You know what I mean? So like hoping that I can create something like that, you know, to know that I'm going to impart that on somebody else is like, that's an exciting thought, you know, for me. You know what I mean?
Hey, well, so where's my royalties then? I mean, I didn't get no royalties yet.
Royalties on what? What do you mean royalties? I ain't doing it. Can't see what I'm saying? You see, you wonder why I'm in the business, baby. You know what I'm saying?
It came from me. I'm looking for a check.
Okay, all right. See now between you and my mother, I ain't gonna have nothing for me. All right, you know what I'm saying? I just gotta give it all up. You know what I mean? I can't. That's good. Yeah, that's funny, man. That is hilarious, dude.
I told your cousin Brandon, you know, because he does music and makes beats and that type of thing. You know, I'm like, and I told him, I was like, look, man, you know, I believe in you, man. Just like I told you, I said, you're gonna make it big, but when you do make it big, remember, Uncle needs a new church.
Hey, it's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. My dad is a pastor, by the way. You guys, some of you guys know this. I still have material about you being a pastor, Dad. I'm sorry. You know, I think I've told you about this. I do have it. I've told jokes about you being a pastor and everything. Yes.
So I met someone yesterday who, just as a sidebar, right? Who actually is an entertainer, and she does bookings for entertainers all over the country.
Nice.
So I'll get with you offline and give you her information. You might want to meet somebody like her.
Yeah, you will. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? I had it. So yeah. See what I mean? Everyone's like, oh, why don't you get a bigger comedian? No, my dad. All right, that's.
But I've actually had. So let me just share this story, right?
Yeah.
So I've actually retold one of your jokes to a couple of my customers, right?
Royalties.
I know that was your intellectual property. I apologize.
Yeah, slip it my way, baby. I'll get with you offline. Oh, baby, my Venmo is.
I tell it, you know. So it was a joke you tell about about doing a show and there's just one person there, and
way back in that was one of my older jokes.
About how in the middle of they get up and leave, and then at the end of it, you catch up with the person and go, "Hey, Dad, why'd you leave?" So I mean, that's
that was a real. I was really killing the clubs with that early on. That was
everybody that I've told that joke to thinks that it's super funny, and all of them have told me that they've gone on to YouTube and seen some of your clips. So,
well,
I'm trying to get you some publicity, man.
You know what I'm saying? I told you I'm not crying. You crying, man. You know what I mean? I got some eyeball sweat. That's all that's happening.
Yeah, just bathing. I'm just bathing my pupils.
Hey, that's all you got. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You got to give them a dip. But yeah, dude, I do talk about that, how you're a pastor and everything. One of the bits that I do tell, some people know it and stuff. You may like it, basically. And I know you don't do this. I know you don't do it anymore. But for a long time, you ran the church out of your home. I remember that for a while. Yeah. So that was the bit that I did. And I, I was like, my dad run this church out of his home or whatever. But now he has been blessed to upgrade to a Holiday Inn Express. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? That was funny.
That's progress.
That's progress. Right? You know what I mean? There's all truth to it, baby. All right? Ain't no lies being told. All right?
Hey, that's you have to crawl before you can walk. You got to walk before you can run. You got to run before you can fly. So it's all a process.
Yeah, man. I know there are elements of ministry that have similarities to, I guess, comedy. You've talked to me about frustrations you've dealt with. I talked, getting booked, you know what I mean? traveling, you know what I mean? Finding different areas to, perform or making connections, things like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of parallels to, those lifestyles. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And sometimes, a lot of times, and one of the things that I teach people is that, sometimes your next level is in the hands of the person that God puts you in front of, right? And Martin Lawrence may never have been where he is today unless he had gotten discovered by Spike Lee.
Yeah.
The Jackson 5 may have been a very good group, from Gary, Indiana for a long time, but somehow they got in front of Gladys Knight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, your next level or promotion or whatever it is may be, the person that God chooses to put you in front of. And I tell people that all the time. So just like comedy and entertainment and that type of thing, ministry is the same way.
Yeah.
We all know who T.D. Jakes is, but T.D. Jakes got his huge break when he wound up preaching at a big conference for Carlton Pearson.
Yeah, the Azusa Festival. It was very popular.
Right. We all know who Juanita Bynum is, but Juanita Bynum got her start from T.D. Jakes.
Mm-hmm.
We all know who Creflo Dollar is, but Creflo Dollar got his big break from Kenneth Copeland. So, I mean, it's just a matter of getting in front of the person that can actually get you to the next level. So.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Just like comedy. That's literally how everybody gets their opportunities. You know what I mean? Somebody knows somebody, and then you get a chance, and then you take it from there. You know what I'm saying? And that's like that's a big thing though to hold on to. You know what I mean? There's a lot of times that we sit here and we wonder. You know what I mean? What's next? When's our next shot? Is this the avenue? There's frustrations. There were frustrations this past week of performers looking for opportunities, not getting them, and then everybody's up in arms and things like that. At the end of the day, it's just about you don't know who's got that next window. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's gonna have that that bartender that you were being kind of rude to one time you perform is gonna be the manager in 6 months, and he's gonna be the same dude you talking to, being like, oh, put me up. You know what I'm saying? It's like you treat everybody with respect. You just do your best to be the best you can be. You know what I'm saying?
And every time you get in front of somebody, in the back of your mind, you should be telling yourself, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
So you stay ready, you stay prepared, you stay on top of your game, because you don't want to miss that window or opportunity, because you were tired from working 13-hour days, or, the baby kept you up all night long, or something like that. You want to have in the back of your mind, okay, this one is it. Yeah. Even if it doesn't turn out that way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really cool, man. Well, I think this is good, man. This has been a very, very solid conversation, man. I got to say, James, you know what I mean? How you feel? You've been, you know what I mean?
I feel good, man.
We got the Reverend, and then, you got the two, you have the
It's an honor to meet both Dwaynes finally in one room, man. I've been waiting for this for 46 episodes.
There's a lot of, we've been doing a lot, man. But I got to say, I appreciate you, coming on, Dad, and, talking and stuff like that. I think
it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And, hopefully I didn't get too political on you, because my wife always says, stay out of politics.
Man, go back to all my episodes. There's like a whole. I started this in the middle of the biggest protest in the world. All right. It's a whole episode called Juneteenth. This is all I've been talking about. All right.
This is a light salad compared to all the rest of
Trust me, it's deep. We've seen some things, man. I've been out, downtown. You saw some of the Danny Lime stuff. I was out there, in protest riots. We tried to tear a statue down. The people did. I'm not gonna say I did not. Lori Lightfoot, I was not there.
They're snatching people, dude. You did not do anything.
No, man. But so we've seen, we've definitely seen a lot of ups and downs with the political stuff. So you don't ever have to worry about that. I will say before we go, man, I always give my guests a chance to give like one last little piece of wisdom. You've definitely said a lot to encourage a lot of people and impart a lot of insight. But if you had one last thing to say to anybody listening, what would you give it to them? What would you say to them?
So here's what I tell people on a regular basis. Life is always about persistence. All right. You stay, as I said already, you stay ready, you stay prepared, you stay humble, and in whatever it is that you do, man, if you stay true to the game, you won't get played.
Oh! There you go!
Bro.
Where does it come from, baby? You know what I'm saying? The roots. You guys seeing the roots, man. Nah, man, but thank you. That's my dad, though, man. I appreciate. Thank you again for coming on and talking.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, and definitely. We'll talk more after this. Obviously, like I said, you'll be able to watch this and everything, share it with who you want to and everything. And we'll talk more about, obviously, I want to know who's booking them people. I need to know that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. We'll talk offline. Hopefully, as a matter of fact, she's supposed to come in and buy a car from me. So,
there you go. Hey, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? People don't know what kind of juice I got out here, dog. You know what I mean? I'll get you a 4-door sedan if you get me 10 minutes. That's all I'm saying. But nah, man, that's been a great episode, man. For everybody watching, man, we appreciate you tuning in. You know, you can follow us on all different platforms that we're on. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, you know what I mean? You can go to People of Comedy, you can go to my page, you can go to That's How I Feel on Facebook, anything like that. Subscribe, do all that stuff. Follow me on Instagram and anything like that. Dad, do you have anything you need to plug or follow? You want people to follow, man? Anything like that?
No, man. I tell you what, man. I'm good, man. You keep doing your thing, man. I'll just say that. Keep
all
doing
right,
your thing.
cool.
Hell
Don't front
yeah.
both. You know what I'm saying? I got very private parents. All right, don't.
Yeah.
Neither one of them. My mom's like, nope, don't follow me nowhere. All right, this is it. You know what I mean? Don't even put my name on it. If you
Too
think
many
about-
stalkers out there.
yeah, they are. They are out. And he in Texas. You heard what he said about guns and freedom. So don't go looking for my dad. Exactly. But no, man, thank you guys so much for watching, man. Thank you again for tuning in and everything. We're going to get out of here, give you guys another chance to, you know, sort of soak up what you did. Like I said, every week, man, we have a chance to come in here, decompress, learn a little bit about, you learn a little bit about me, I learn a little bit about you, and we all walk away with, you know, just some new insight on everything that's going on in the world. So,
There you go.
you know, like
There
I
you go.
say every week, man, thank you guys for tuning in. And we can't all be perfect, but we can be people, baby.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? That's all you got to do. So, see
There
you
you
guys
go.
next time. You know what I mean? And we're out. Boom,
All
boom.
right, man. Been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.